Okay, I want to feature one of the weirdest placements for a playground ever. We're back in this little industrial area where the old foundry is back there off Annapolis. We've got the recycling and the tracks over here on Clinton. And we're gonna go up this little street parallel to Annapolis. And we've got more industrial stuff. United PVF, I'm not sure what PVF stands for. Another trucking terminal here of some kind. We're coming up on Fletcher. We're on Earl, by the way. We've got, in the distance you can see the public address emergency system there. We've got the classic auto showroom, and this place is not, oh, Wayneland FOE, Friends of something. Now I realize there's residential area over here that people could, that maybe have children. But I really wonder, does this playground get any use whatsoever? Harry Ranch. And you can Google Harry Ranch in reference to Wayne history, and you'll find some information. I don't recall it right off the top of my head. But yeah, I guess, and maybe it's not so weird if you lived in these houses over here. Maybe this would be a good place for a playground. And it's fenced off on the other side, otherwise I would try to walk through to Clinton. No, oh hey, it looks open. Let's see if we can ride. We're gonna change gears to make it a little easier to ride across the sod. Hearn Industrial Services. Got some interesting entanglements over here. Tangles, as I call them. And frustratingly, it is chained off. So I'm gonna have to go over or under it. Here we are in Clinton, and I'm gonna ride up to the weird apartment, second floor apartment that has a hammer and sickle communist flag in the back and a skinhead white power flag in the front. Seemingly conflicting concepts being used as curtains. There's Elizabeth. Nice old structure here. There's got to be some history in that place. Wonder if anybody knows. So we're coming up to the Strip along Wayne Road. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see on the video extremely well. So I can't get very close. But we've got instead of a curtain, we've got a communist flag with the hammer and sickle in the corner up there. And so let's walk around to the front of this place. At the corner of Wayne Road and Clinton. There's an entire shopping cart in the dumpster right now. Weird. But check that out. Flag in this window is a SPQR flag, which has a Roman history, but which is a symbol that white supremacists or white nationalists have adopted. So we've got white nationalism, skinhead Nazi power in the front, and we've got communist power in the back window. Is this a joke? Is somebody pranking anybody who might happen to notice? Weird. Maybe they're just confused. Maybe they're both. Maybe they're white power socialist skinheads. Let's check the old historic sign on the corner out. Last time I looked at it, it was in very poor shape, almost unreadable. But it's some important history you ought to know. Main companies: Prouty Glass Carriage Company, Wayne, Michigan. Wayne companies have gained nationwide fame here along the railroad tracks. Prouty Glass began to build carriages and sleighs. In 1888, it became the the largest sleigh maker in the United States. It became a prominent Wayne business, but could not survive the growing use of automobiles. It closed in 1915. Inventor Charles Atwood built a factory here. Atwood, who the Atwood Park was named after. In 1926, to fabricate wall-less building frames known as the Unistrut system. Today, most new American buildings use the Unistrut product. Atwood was a generous local philanthropist. Wayne's largest park is named in his honor. And somebody has taken it upon themselves to apply a sticker that reads, "It's okay if the only thing you do today is breathe." Some of the detail in the decayed sign is interesting from an artistic perspective. It gives it a weird painterly effect. There's Unistrut. And Atwood. The Prouty Glass Carriage Company. So which way will I go? North on Wayne Road, under the bridge, under the rail bridge. I think I'll go up to 2nd Street. Now I'm in the back alley behind Lady Di's House of Soul Food, which I wasn't aware existed. Liquor store. The apartments that I was talking, the confused apartments up there. There's a hair salon. And I decided I'm going to head west on Annapolis instead of east to 2nd, because I'd never been down this little alley. And we've got Unistrut at the other end of the trajectory. And since we mentioned Unistrut, it would probably make sense to check it out. And here's Unistrut along the railroad, the tracks. A lot of history right here. I assume Mr. Atwood, Charles Atwood, the inventor of the Unistrut system, spent time here. And I'm wondering if there's there are any artifacts left. Pavement's in bad shape. This old Unistrut sign looks relatively old. We'll get a peek around the corner along the railroad tracks. This is Elizabeth and the Tracks. All kinds of history over there. Prouty Glass. There used to be a Wayne Depot here, and I get conflicting stories. Some people say it was just a freight depot. Some people say it was passenger. So I'm not sure, but it was right there. There are photos of it at the Wayne Historical Society's page. And I've done some video along this stretch of Unistrut. There's a really old sign down there. Why don't we, I don't think I'm gonna go all the way down to Wayne Road, but let's check out some of the backside of Unistrut along the tracks, because there is some old historic artifacts back here for sure. And by that I mean the sign painted on the back of the building, and also this sign saying clothing must be worn while working in this area. So they must have had a problem with nakedity at their break area outside of door exit number 13. Interesting graffiti on the freight train over there. rusty stuff. I'm going much further than I had anticipated. And it might get too rocky for me to think. How's it going? They do make gravel bikes. This is not a gravel bike. But this is Wayne Road. And what I'm going to do is I'll cross over, make my way to another old part of Wayne. Let's look both ways. I was always curious what there's a big slab back here from something having been some kind of business or residence right along the railroad tracks, but nobody has been able to tell me what kind of business it was. But I've done some still photography back here because there's a lot of rusty stuff. And if you've been following my work, you know I like the rusty things. So let's check out Wayne Road. Side. This has got to be some kind of artifact. It's got railroad ties through it. It's shaped sort of like a pyramid shape. What does that lettering say? Dumping, post, due, pay, old pay, PA, something, the name I'm thinking. Bumping post. Oh, okay, so it's a bumping post. Can you guess what a bumping post might be along the railroad tracks? That would be, if you needed to stop to pull it alongside like this, and it would bump into that. It's interesting. So as you can see, there's slab from some business at some point in history. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to push my bike through here, but you can see the piece of track that would have gone to the bumping post back there. And we're in the middle of that track now. Got a lot of remnants of a lot of hobo activity here. Rusty cans, empty liquor bottles. Looks like I ought to be able to get through over here. And yeah, this is a big foundation of something. Some kind of building was back here. I'm going to push through over there into the field where you can see roughly where fence lines were. So there must have been homes, and we still got remnants of pavement here. The backside of Unistrut. Gotta be careful, these vines will trip you. There's the old historic sign. I meant to pause and get a closer examination of it. Unistrut Corporation, very old sign. Here, I'm going to mount this back on my head. And put it into a low gear and ride. Obviously, this big opening here had to have been a fence line of some kind there. You can sort of see driveways that came off this way at a couple places, like over there, for example, where there must have been a house. I'm going to say right here. And a driveway that went out like this. So we're approaching Newberry. And Brush at Wayne Road, which, from what I understand, was Monroe before urban renewal. Then they joined Wayne Road, and Monroe diverted it to call it one big Wayne Road. This corner is very historic. There was a famous photographer's studio over here that was torn down to make way for the double wide Michigan Avenue. Would have been in here somewhere. Famous photo studio. So let's cross over and go down into the old part of Wayne by the post office, the old church. Heard an anecdote from an old postal worker about the moose head that used to be up over the counter at the Wayne post office. It fell on, I think it fell on somebody, and they decided they had to take the moose head down. But yeah, you can sense there's some history right around here. Let's go all the way down westbound Michigan Avenue. At the State Wayne Theater, a lot of history there, obviously. And it looks like I've got a chance to cross over Got a nice walking trail. Goes along the river from Elizabeth to Wayne Road. And then a little bit of sort of a walking trail behind City Hall over there to 2nd Street, and then it continues up to Dynamite Park. Up, and by up I mean east. A lot of history here. I believe this is where the old theater was before they had to tear it down because they let it get into too bad a shape. Historic Wayne Theater. Senior Towers. The old bank has not been in use for ages. They recently renovated this place. Shot a little bit of footage in there when it was wide open. We've got a church meeting in here, Greater Dreams Church. When I moved back from Toronto, this was Salvation Army resale, and I found some really cool stuff in there. And this corner is historic, man. Those bricks right there are very old, vintage, we should say. And I was told that there was some kind of there's a slant. I was told that there was a bowling alley here in the basement. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know. The old Wayne Public Library, spent a lot of time there as a child. I need to turn left, so hopefully I will get an opportunity. No, these people are gonna just keep coming through the red light. Okay, thank you, finally. Jake's, the old bar, not been used for a long time. SS Kresge building. People have a lot of memories there. Let's check out the old library. And then we'll go down to the park. They have a nice view out the back of the library. They did when I was growing up. Not sure what kind of view they've got now. But there's a great big panorama window, which they have filled in with bricks. That's a tragedy. Probably lost a lot of heat though. Big window that used to be able to look back out onto the park. I used to be able to go through the pavilion over there and make it to the other side, but they fenced it off, so I can't take that shortcut anymore. So let's take this pathway. It's still a nice little park, and there's a lot of history here. And there's Wi-Fi, for that matter. Let's pause and see if we can catch a Wi-Fi signal.